The Ship of Fools, Episode 107, Dr. Snipes. Snipes burst onto the bridge wearing a lab coat so oversized it looked like it was trying to escape him. A glowing certificate flickered in his hand. "Behold," he announced, "I am now Dr. Snipes, Ph.D. in Quantum Metaphysical Holistic Omni Therapeutics." Banning blinked. "That's not a real field." Snipes grinned. "It is at Galactic Institute of Higher Learning and Discount Taxidermy." Aurora flickered. "That institution is not accredited or real." Snipes gasped. "It has a website." Moxie leaned over the certificate. "This says you completed the entire doctorate in 10 minutes. Snipes nodded proudly. "I tested out of the hard parts." Banning muttered, "There were no hard parts." Snipes puffed out his chest. "I updated my fleet records. They now recognize me as a doctor." Aurora dimmed. "Incoming fleet transmission." A hologram of Admiral Garrick appeared, frantic and exhausted. "Dr. Snipes," she said, "thank the stars. We desperately need medical personnel on the Varkuun front. You are hereby reassigned to Field Hospital 9. Snipes saluted. "Dr. Snipes reporting for duty?" The hologram vanished. Moxie stared at him. "You're not a doctor." Snipes shrugged. "Not with that attitude." Banning groaned. "We have to save him." Aurora flickered. "Statistically, we must save everyone else from him." The Shadow Quest dropped out of warp into a battlefield carved across a shattered moon. The sky burned with streaks of plasma fire. Artillery thundered across the horizon. Medical transports zipped overhead, dodging falling debris. Field Hospital 9 was a cluster of tents surrounded by smoke, alarms, and exhausted medics sprinting between triage stations. Snipes stepped off the ramp, lab coat flapping dramatically, stethoscope bouncing like a yo-yo. A nurse sprinted up to him. "Doctor, we're drowning in casualties." Snipes winked. "Don't worry, nurse. I'm here to medically do things." The nurse blinked. "What?" Snipes winked again. "You know, doctor stuff?" She stared. "Do you know how to triage patients?" Snipes nodded confidently. "Absolutely. It's like sorting laundry, right?" The nurse grabbed him by the sleeve. "Close enough. Come on." Banning whispered, "We're too late." Moxie cracked her knuckles. "Let's find him before he kills someone." Aurora flickered. Statistically, he already has. Inside the triage tent, Snipes approached a wounded soldier. The soldier groaned. "Doc, is it bad?" Snipes nodded gravely. "You've got, internal, things." The soldier blinked. "Everyone has internal things." Snipes gasped. "Then it's worse than I thought." He grabbed a scanner, held it sideways, and waved it over the patient. The scanner beeped angrily. Snipes whispered, "Shh, I'm the doctor." He slapped a bandage on the soldier's shoulder. The wound was on his abdomen. The soldier fainted. Snipes nodded. "My work here is done." A nurse rushed over. "Doctor, we need you in the burn ward." Snipes winked. "Lead the way, my luminous angel of triage." She blinked. "Please don't flirt. We're busy." Snipes winked again. "I can multitask." In the burn ward, Snipes rummaged through a tray of medical instruments until he found a strange device shaped like a tuning fork fused with a flashlight. It pulsed with a soft blue glow. A nurse gasped. "Where did you get that?" Snipes gave a shrug. "It was sitting in a drawer labeled, 'Do not touch.'" Aurora's voice echoed faintly from his comm. "Snipes, that is a Varkuun Resonance Stabilizer. It uses harmonic energy to accelerate cellular regeneration. It is extremely advanced and extremely dangerous." Snipes grinned. "Perfect." The nurse shouted, "Don't touch!" Snipes touched it. The device hummed. The lights flickered. A nearby patient's bandages resealed themselves. Snipes gasped. "I have the power of healing." The nurse grabbed his wrist. "You have the power of breaking things if you're not careful." Snipes winked. "I'm always careful." A tray of instruments fell over behind him. A sudden alarm blared. A medic shouted, "Incoming wounded! Enemy combatant!" 6 soldiers carried in a massive Varkuun warlord, 8 feet tall, armored, bleeding from a plasma burn across his chest. The medics recoiled. "We don't have the staff to treat him." Snipes stepped forward. "I'll do it." Banning, Moxie, and Aurora arrived just in time to see Snipes approach the warlord with the glowing resonance stabilizer. Moxie whispered, "He's going to kill him." Aurora replied, "Statistically, yes." Snipes leaned over the warlord. "Sir, I'm Dr. Snipes. I will now perform a medical thing." The warlord growled. "You are no doctor." Snipes gasped. "You can tell?" The warlord coughed. "The word doctor is misspelled on your name tag." Snipes looked down. "Oh, so it is." He pressed the glowing tool to the warlord's wound. The warlord roared. The medic screamed. Banning shouted, "Snipes, stop!" But the wound sealed. The warlord blinked in shock. Snipes smiled. "See? Doctor." The warlord stared at him. "You saved my life." Snipes shrugged. "I save lots of things, except trees." The warlord sat up. "My people will honor you for this." He stood, towering over everyone. Then he raised his hands. "I call for a ceasefire." The medics froze. The soldiers stared. Moxie whispered, "He did it again." Aurora flickered. "Statistically improbable." Banning groaned. "I hate this timeline." As the warlord was escorted out to begin negotiations, the triage tent erupted again with frantic activity. A nervous, wide-eyed nurse, thin, jittery, clutching a data pad like a shield, rushed up to Snipes. "Dr. Snipes?" she stammered. Snipes winked. "At your service, my trembling blossom of battlefield medicine." She blinked rapidly. "Please don't tease me. I bruise easily." Snipes nodded. "Understood. I will tease gently." She sighed. "That's not better." Behind her, a large diagnostic machine sparked violently, then emitted a sad electronic whine. Its hollow display flickered between error messages in 3 languages. "This thing's been dead for hours," she said. "No one can fix it. We can't run scans, can't triage properly, can't—" The machine sparked again. "Can't do anything!" Snipes stepped forward, eyes narrowing with the confidence of a man who had no idea what he was doing but believed in himself anyway. "What seems to be the problem?" he asked. "It's a Class 4 multispectral bioanalyzer," she said. "It requires a certified technician to—" Snipes opened a side panel. The nurse gasped. "You can't just—" Snipes reached inside. The nurse squeaked. "Please don't—" Snipes yanked out a glowing power conduit. The machine powered down completely. The nurse covered her face. "Oh, stars! Oh, stars! Oh, stars!" Snipes blew dust off the conduit, shook it like a glow stick, then plugged it back in upside down. The machine hummed. The hollow display flickered. The lights stabilized. The machine powered up with a triumphant chime. The nurse's jaw dropped. How did you... What did you... How... Snipes shrugged. "Quantum Metaphysical Holistic Omni Therapeutics." "That's not a real field." Snipes winked. "It is if you believe hard enough." The machine beeped again, brighter this time, and began running a full diagnostic cycle. "You fixed it," she whispered. No one could fix it. The tech said it was fried. The chief medic said it was hopeless. The engineers said it was beyond repair. Snipes dusted off his hands. "Sometimes machines just need a little love." "You hit it with your elbow." Snipes nodded. "Exactly." She stared at him. awe replacing panic. "Dr. Snipes, you might actually be gifted." Snipes grinned. "I am a man of many mysteries." The machine beeped again, loud, clear, and fully functional. The nurse whispered, "I still can't believe it. You actually fixed it." Snipes leaned in, lowering his voice to a dramatic whisper. "Don't tell anyone." "Why not?" "Because then they'll expect me to fix everything." The nurse nodded solemnly. "Your secret is safe with me." Snipes winked. "You're glowing, nurse." She blushed. "That's the machine reflecting off my face." Snipes winked again. "Sure it is." The ceasefire did not come easily. Enemy troops surged toward the hospital perimeter, confused by the sudden halt in orders. Friendly forces braced for impact. Plasma fire lit the sky. The warlord strode out of the tent, roaring commands in his guttural language. Snipes followed him, waving the glowing tool like a magic wand. Banning shouted, "Snipes, get back here!" Snipes yelled, "I'm doing diplomacy!" The warlord raised his arms. The battlefield fell silent. Dozens of Varkuun soldiers lowered their weapons. Snipes whispered, "I think I'm doing this." Moxie muttered, "You're not doing anything." Aurora flickered. "Statistically, he is doing something." The warlord declared, "This doctor saved my life. We will negotiate peace." Snipes beamed. "I also do holistic metaphysical omni therapeutics." The warlord nodded respectfully. Truly a healer. Both sides gathered in the ruins of an old bunker. The warlord stood beside Snipes like a proud mentor. The treaty was signed. The war ended. Fleet Command sent a message. "Dr. Snipes, your medical service has brought peace to the Varkuun front. You are hereby promoted to Senior Medical Advisor." Moxie grabbed the datapad and threw it into a crater. "No!" Snipes blinked. "But—" "No." Aurora flickered. "Statistically, this is the correct decision." Epilogue: The Demotion. Back aboard the Shadow Quest, Snipes sat in the medbay, swinging his legs. Banning entered with a datapad. "Fleet Command reviewed your doctorate." Snipes perked up. "Do I get a raise?" "No, they translated your degree." Snipes leaned in. "And?" "It's a doctorate in quantum metaphysical holistic omni therapeutics, which Fleet has classified as philosophical nonsense." Snipes gasped. "So I'm a philosopher?" "No." Moxie walked in, holding a new Fleet order. "Snipes, you've been reassigned." Snipes gulped. "To where?" She handed him the order. He read it. "Fleet kitchen staff?" Moxie nodded. "You're on dish duty." Snipes slumped. "I hate dishes." Aurora replied, "Statistically, they hate you back." The Shadow Quest jumped to warp, leaving behind a warzone healed by the galaxy's least qualified doctor. End of episode 107. The missions of the Shadow Quest, the Ship of Fools, will continue.